to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Color guard, post American colors. Color guard, honor the colors. 2. Please join me in the Scout, oath, law, and outdoor code.
In my honor, I'll do what I ask, equally to God, my country, and obey the Scout law. To help other people at all times, keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. As an American, I will do my best to be clean in my outdoor manners. Careful with fire, we can do outdoors being kind to observation minded.
2. Color guard Smith, audience may be seated.
Good afternoon, Scouts, families, and friends. I am Carter, and I am your Master of Ceremonies today. We are here to celebrate the achievements of Harlan Eggleston in his scouting career. Will Pastor Butler please come forward to lead us in opening invocation?
As an aside, this is a real honor and a privilege, and yay, Harlan. God, we thank you for the opportunity to come together as family, friends, leaders, and scouts on this significant day in the life of Harlan Eggleston. Today is a celebration of a journey full of challenges, friendship, struggles, and occasionally some fun. Today, we think of all the merit badges earned along the way, the oaths committed to, the character that Harlan has developed, and the service to our community he worked so hard to bring about. Little by little, month by month, year by year, he was faithful, and we celebrate his faith, commitment, and hard work. So we ask for your blessing on Harlan, his family supported and encouraged him, and on his fellow scouts who helped him along the way. Bless the scout leaders, Troop 4084, and all those who are here physically or in spirit. Continue to walk with Harlan as he takes the next steps in becoming the scout and the person you desire him to be. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. Now, the time has come for us to recognize the Eagle candidate, Harlan Eggleston. Please step forward. Harlan, the trail to Eagle has been a long and hard path, but before you could have started, you built up to the challenge like you would with any trek. Being part of Cubs Pack 4084, you grabbed every opportunity you could to learn how to do your best. After learning everything you could, you were ready. You started the trail as a scout, surrounded by friends you met from your time in the pack, and greeted by those farther up the trail. The path was smooth and easy as you learned scout skills and how to be prepared. Passing the tenderfoot marker, the trail didn't change much, but the pride and satisfaction of knowing you were progressing excited you, pushing you onward. Oh, wait. As you reached the second class checkpoint, you saw a few friends veer from the trail, but you kept on, steering to understanding the oath and law. Oh, they're rank patches. Oh, Uh,
Just continue. It's okay.
okay. As you looked up the trail, you saw a viewpoint. Looking out on the world of scouting, seeing the trail below as others started their way up. This was first class, where Lord Baden-Powell said every scout should reach. Many people have set up camp here. Happy where they were, some of your friends joined that camp, and you were determined to reach the end of this trail. You rose into leadership position, greeting those who had started the path and guided them up, while leading those who were willing farther up the trail. And it began to become rougher and steeper. First class. All right. The star marker was old, but the path around it seemed to be much less traveled than the trail was before. Les had continued up this path, and night was falling. You would have to use the tools and tricks you have learned back down the hill to see the path and continue the journey. Another group approached you, the Order of the Arrow, a brotherhood of scouts dedicated to cheerful service. They would help you help guide you on this path. The life checkpoint. The trail has become almost unseeable, and the sky has become night. The only thing to guide you were your tools, your senses, and the light from the moon and the stars. But at night, it's hard to make correct judgments. Many things try to lure you away from the trail. The smell of gasoline and perfume. Flashing lights and voices saying that their way is better. You were curious, so you ventured off the trail. But as night began to fall, as dawn broke, you realized how close you were to the top. You ran back to the trail, hearing voices below you, cheering you on. You remembered all that you have learned and all you had met. You became to truly understanding the meaning of the Scout oath and law. As you crested the final hill, you sat and took a deep breath and smiled, taking your pack off, looking off at the sunrise. The trail has been completed. Surely there will be more to come, but this sunrise making the end of one adventure and the start of another would be one that would live in your head and shape who you have become. A single feather fell onto your lap, and a souvenir for from this trek, the feather of an eagle. Will Chris Anderson come forward and to lead the eagle charge?
It occurred to me I had this incorrectly.
That's all right. You know how to correct yourself. That's the secret to growing up. Those that don't grow up never correct themselves. They just keep living their mistakes. So now you've done that. You've showed the first thing of being an eagle. Harlan, I'm really happy to see you up here. And I think that was one of the greatest things that I've seen since I first met you almost 20 years ago, is thinking of you as an eagle. Eagle Scout is not just something that drops in somebody's lap. You have to work. And your brother did an outstanding job of explaining all the work you went through. That meant not just Cub Scouts, but it also meant Scout, Tenderfoot, second class. That's what all those patches were that his brother was handing him, by the way. Second class, first class, star, life. And now you're about to have that eagle pinned on you. And the eagle is not just something by itself. It's sort of a culmination of all of those years that you've done. You are now going to be part of a very small group. Of all the people that begin in scouting, only 2% ever make it to Eagle. You are in that top 2%. So what are you going to do now?
I'm going to Disney World. No.
Doesn't work that way unless you bring the whole troop with you.
Bring us.
No, now it's your chance to encourage and help others to become Eagle Scouts. You're done with the scouting program, but only for the youth part of it. Now is when you begin working on where the real work goes as long as you're here. I challenge you to do just that, to keep with the Scout Promise and the Scout laws for the rest of your life, because they're good laws to live by. So I'm going to ask you to do it one more time. The last time before you are an Eagle Scout is to say with me very slowly the Scout Promise. On my honor, I will do my best
I will do my best
to do my duty
to do my duty
to God
to God
and my country,
and my country,
to obey the Scout laws,
to obey the Scout laws,
to keep myself physically strong,
to keep myself physically strong,
mentally awake,
mentally awake,
and morally straight.
and morally straight.
Now, do that and you will be a success at whatever you decide to do in your future. But there's one other thing you've said probably 1,000 times in your career as a scout, and that's the laws. So let's say that one more time. A scout is trustworthy,
A Scout is trustworthy,
loyal,
loyal,
helpful,
helpful,
friendly,
friendly,
courteous,
courteous,
kind,
kind,
obedient,
obedient,
cheerful.
cheerful,
Then we go to the thrifty.
thrifty,
Friendly, thrifty,
Brave.
Brave,
brave,
clean,
clean,
and reverent.
and reverent.
I was worried about two of them. I mean, you said cheerful, you had this frown on your face. But now you've got the smile. That's something that a scout always does too. Life is not always going to be easy. But in the midst of those, learn from your deep within you what it is that makes you happy. And keep that in mind. You have now been challenged to be an Eagle Scout for the rest of your life. Are you ready, Carter, to take care of the rest of the ceremony?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to thank everyone for being here to come and see me become an Eagle Scout today. Scouting has been something part of my life since first grade. Since my mom was in the car with me, we're driving, and she says, "Harlan, you ever want to go to scout? You think about going to doing a scout meeting with your friend from kindergarten?" I said, "Yeah, that sounds fun." Well, here we are about almost 10 years later. And what? Yeah, close. And through all of my schooling years, I've been a scout. And in that, I've had many mentors. I've had many family push me through, many friends go with me. And I'd like to take a moment to recognize some of those. So, Mom, Dad, would you like to come up here real quick? Yeah, just come up. So, these are the parent pins. They symbolize that they are the parent of an Eagle Scout, but they also symbolize a lot more. They symbolize the amount of effort and time they've put into being the proper role models in certain ways, they can try anyways, to develop the young man and push him to, down his scouting career. So I'm going to award these to them.
Always be prepared. I was not.
Thank you. You guys can go sit back down now. Thank you so much. Now, I have 4 other little gold pins here to bring up. These are the mentor pins. They are the pins to the people who have helped pushed me so much my scouting career, who have helped me become who I am today. So I'd like to call up Mr. Corey Fry, Mr. Steve Coriel, Mr. Chris Anderson, and Miss Suzanne Polquin. Come stand forward. You guys come stand up here. Huh? Oh, well, the microphones. Oh.
We're going to stand out of order.
Yeah, it's fine by me. So, yeah. So going from left to right here. So Mr. Steve has been a Scoutmaster my entire scouting career, if I remember correctly. Maybe.
I think so.
Yeah. He's been a massive help between being both a Scoutmaster and both an assistant Scoutmaster and a father of a friend of mine. He's helped me and so many times in different scouting outings, different scout meetings, helping us all in the troop be as best as we can. So that's why I'd like to give him the mentor pen. Chris Anderson. Chris Anderson, as almost all of you know, has been a massive face in both scouting and in the church. He has helped me so much in develop being not only the scout I am, but also the man of religion I am. Well, that's not entirely what I meant. You know what I mean. And helped me develop in my religious beliefs. He's always been there to make sure to help push me and always nag me, hey, where's that eagle coming? You almost done with that eagle yet? And always been there to help push me and always been there to help me whenever I call upon him to help me. So for that, I'd like to award you a mentor pin. Corey Fry. Mr. Fry has been he was my first Scoutmaster. He has been in my scouting life since Cub Scouts. He was my Weeblo Den leader. He was a family, as Mr. Steve was a father of a friend. He has always been there to make sure I was helping me out. I remember I specifically remember had this memory of an incident we had back when I think it was my first year. I remember we were in the narthex, and you were telling me to do something, and the first thing my response was, "You're not my dad." And I remember the chewing out I got from that one from both my dad and you. But now I'm looking back, and I'm realizing that as a form of a Scoutmaster, you were a second father. So for that, I thank you for everything you've done for me. And that's why I'm awarding you a mentor pin. Ms. Polquin, you have been, you have helped me so much, and especially in the last push for my Eagle. Since Zephyr has joined the troop and you've become a leader in our troop, you have always been both on my back and behind my back, holding and helping push me forward. Whether it be through bribing with Bundabergs to get stuff done, or making sure messages got passed on to other scouts, or all the other things you helped do for both our troop and now the girl troop. For that, I'd like to award you a mentor pin. Thank you. Thank you so much. You may be able to sit now. Now, if I could, I would give everyone in this room a mentor pin. You have all been so much help in pushing me to be who I am today. The church has always, sorry. Yeah, it's a bit smoky. The church has always been there to help guide me and be a second family to me in the way that scouting has been. I'm happy that you're all here today because because you all helped me so much. And the choir has always been great and amazing to be there for. And since I've joined there, being there, bringing the age limit down to the average age down there, but always being able to never feel like I was, out of the group. I was always there and being friends with the group. So thank you. Now, last thing I want to talk about is, as Carter was saying earlier, I was given an eagle feather. As most of you know, I don't think this is an eagle feather. This is a duck feather. I have happily been able to be the mama of ducks, multiple ducks. I am Momma Duck. So that's why I have duck feathers. Specifically, this is the feather of my first duck. So for that, I'd like to thank you all so much for being here and supporting me. Thank you.
Will Corey Fry come forward to give your Scoutmaster minute?
Oh my gosh, Carter, you didn't write that in your thing?
No, I didn't really think about that.
Come on up and pen him, I'll wait.
Sorry, Mom, go pick yourself. Someone's gonna have to explain what's up. Yeah, and you wanna come do the next bit? Chris, why don't you go
Explain the poems, if you would please.
Somebody do it. Somebody rescue this poor child.
As they say, a scout is always prepared. He's still working there. And knowing how long it takes to get those pins apart and on, he's not getting just his eagle. He has already earned enough merit badges for his first 2 palms. And so you'll see on his eagle badge 2 of these little leaves, and that means that he's earned an additional 5 and then an additional 10 merit badges before he got his eagle. It used to be you had to wait until you'd been an eagle for 3 months before you could get any of them. Thankfully, they changed the rules because when you're 18 and get your eagle, you don't have any time to earn any palms. Now you do. So have you got him pinned yet? I told him not to use a blood pin.
All right, I probably won't get through this either. It's your fault. So, when you call and ask me to do a Scoutmaster minute, I think everyone knows it takes me about a minute to get warmed up, so it's gonna be a minute. So, when Harlan called me and asked to give a Scoutmaster minute, first I was a little suspicious, but then I was, very honored, surprised, and I've been fortunate enough to watch him and A handful of others, including my son, walk down this trail we call scouting. It's been my honor to watch these scouts grow from wolves to Weeblos, to first class and on, Eagle Scout. I've heard 2% of scouts reach Eagle. I think it's a little higher than that in Troop 4084. I've always known that Harlan would reach Eagle rank. Congrats, Harlan, on a job well done. And so for now, my Scoutmaster minute. You know, there are over 1 million scouts in our country. I wonder how many of them will stay in scouting and rise to the top, don't you? So many youngsters enter scouting for one reason, to have fun. But there are a lot of other reasons, good ones too. Sure, scouting is fun, but scouting must be more than just fun for you. It must be a way of life, an oath and a law that you are loyal to. Unless you try to live scouting, you'll find other kinds of fun are easier and you'll quit. The loyal scout is dedicated to the scout oath and the 12 points of the scout law. You'll have a deeper reason for sticking it out than just having fun. You'll see the importance of learning scout skills, of developing yourself so that you'll be prepared to face anything that comes your way. I hope you won't ever quit until it's your turn to have an Eagle Court of Honor and receive your Eagle Scout badge as Harlan did. It will be one of the biggest days of your life and for the people in your life also. So, Harlan, congratulations. And it's been a long road, but you did good, bud.
Pastor Butler, please come forward to give closing benediction.
Let us pray. God, an Eagle Scout Court of Honor marks the end of one journey and the commitment to another. A commitment to better scouting where all may participate. A commitment to better citizenship. A commitment to faithful living. And a commitment to be an example of leadership to all. Bless all of Harlan's future endeavors. Walk with him wherever his life takes him, and give him your strength, your compassion, your wisdom, and always your love. And may all of us gathered here be blessed, committed to Scouting's ideals and all that leads us to live good and faithful lives. May we, like Harlan, faithfully follow the trails set before us, courageously moving into the future and all that life has in store for us. And may God be with us all until we meet again. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. Now, will the audience please rise for closing colors?
Color guard, honor the colors. 2. Color guard, prepare to retrieve colors, audience hand salute. Color guard, retrieve colors. Color guard, halt. About. Face. 2. Color guard, dismiss, audience may be seated.
Thank you all for coming this afternoon. Please join us for refreshments in the fellowship hall.